send a coach from another year group into another year group then, because there's just no refs available or no refs willing to. And I was having this conversation with him a minute ago that the FA are putting in place, rightly so, you've got to have a DBS minimum. Best practices, you've got to have safeguarding as well. Great ideas, but they're charging for it. The course is about an hour to 2 hours, depending on how quick you are on a computer.
Yeah.
So you go to a parent, fancy referee this week? Oh yeah, of course we will, yeah, that's what I look at. Oh, by the way, I need a DBS, so can you send me all your information? Oh, and I need you to do a course. They're like, no.
Yeah.
It's mental,
isn't it?
Massive thing.
Because they'd have to have that welfare one as well, which I know is free and it doesn't take very long, but they'd have to have that as a minimum too.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a lot.
Well, the same minimum is best practice.
Yeah.
Which.
Yeah, I totally. You've got to totally understand. It's hard to ref, right? I love it at our level. I don't mind our age, sorry, not our level, because ballers. But.
But we said before, where do you stand? I don't know where to stand. Like, time
oh, mate. So we played against Cinderford last night, and it's Liam, innit?
Yeah.
He's running along at one point, and then the ball just came across, and he went, "Oh God!" And he's like this, like getting out of the way. And then another point, he was chatting away to the other coach because they wanted to make it. He was like, "Oh, Liam, should I bring him on?" Game's carried on playing, right? And Santi got full on thrown to the ground, and I saw it, and I was like. And Master's there, and he looked at me, and I was like, they got tough on me. They got tough on that. And then all the kids go, ref! And he went, sorry, boys, I didn't see anything. But I'm like, for me, that's how I kind of like it. Yeah. And that's why I've said to, like I sent a message to mine. Like, boys, do either of you want to ref on Saturday? Because let's be honest, if I do, I'm going to be, you're going to be a lot more serious to me. I'm way too laid back. Like, if we start getting hammered, I make the other team go all the way to their goal mouth. Yeah. I will force them down there and then let mine play for a bit and then go, now you can go. I love it. I think it's just funny. And you see their coaches and they're like, what is he doing?
This kid ain't serious.
Yeah. I'm like, oh, I'm very serious.
But yeah, the way to stand as a ref, knowing like the ever-changing rules that we're going through at the minute is difficult enough.
Yeah.
Where to stand, the last time I refed a game was at our tournament. It was the under 13, under 14s now.
How quick are they?
Oh my God, how big are they?
I know.
I'm 6'6", and it was against a local team, and honestly, I'm looking at this kid square in the eyes, and I'm pretty sure he had an inch or two on me. I'm like, mate, like the facts.
Was that Sling actually? Was it
that one from Sling?
He was massive. I swear, 6'4" easy.
Oh,
he was.
I had a really good touch, didn't he?
Mate, honestly, I like no disrespect to the team, but he was literally head and shoulders. I didn't even plan that, but he's head and shoulders. But he really was. He was, and I felt for him because he was that good. He was trying to give everyone else the ball. He's like giving them the ball and moving, and he was almost keeping himself back and letting the rest of the team play. I was like, fair play to the kid. And I said to him, I was going along, going, mate, just do what you want. Just, honestly, get amongst it. And he's like, huh? I went, mate, you could run rings around this team, go. And I'm reffing it, going, just do it.
They get that ball and they ping it, and they ping it, and they ping it, and they ping it. And in the end, I just off the pitch and just admired it because I was like. And they're like,
that's what you
when you was reffing, you was like,
yeah.
That's what I did. Literally, they're strong, they're fast, they are, like you say, the touch, the ballers. Like, they are. At such a young age, they are ballers. I think it was against Boardwell, and I can't remember the other team, and I was literally stuck between the coaches on the sideline.
Yeah.
I get in the middle of that.
I was getting around it, and then playing triangles around me. I was going, go on, boys, that's class, that's class. And they literally were trying to keep it away from me. I was going,
my favourite thing is like when they both go on the angle, the ball's out, and they go bang, 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 bang. And none of them give up, and they're just like tussling away. And you think, wow, like, we ain't far off that, aren't we?
No.
Really?
No. Well, when you look at them though, we're miles off of it because they're so tiny. Yeah, I can't imagine it. Although, I don't know what happened to Preston on holiday. He's had some roids or something. I'm telling you, he's grown a couple of inches, but he's forgotten how to run. I said to his mum, I rang her and I went, what happened on holiday? She went, what do you mean? I said, he was shocking. She said, what do you mean he's shocked? I said, he can't run. He was running and his elbow went over his head. I went, what are you doing, mate? And he went, what do you mean? I went, you were the fastest kid on the team last year. I said, I think I can walk past you. And he's like, no, nothing wrong with it, Dad. And he's like that. It was like.
Are you talking about over the 6-week period? Over
No, he's just had 2 weeks away, and I think he's just sick bone. But then, I also think part of it is he was just rusty, just movement with him.
Thing is,
Jimmy Mocktail, Tom and Jerry.
Thing is, like, there's some holiday period, you know, I remember it from when I was a kid, like, you have so long off, so much time off what normality, routine and stuff like that, your training schedules and stuff like this, because through 6 weeks holidays, we don't stop, we train through, I'm sure you guys do as well.
Yeah.
You've got your tournaments, which are a different kind of football. You've got training, which you have to adapt because you've got so many people away at different times. So 9 times out of 10 throughout the 6 weeks holidays, all training should be fun-based, but it's more fun-based, more game time stuff.
Yeah.
Right? So the fitness kind of goes out there. But kids at this age, and I've noticed it more this year, they either have really big spurts where they're going up or really big spurts where they're going wide.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And like I say, you've just said, you've gone from the fastest player in the team to not as fast, but probably the strength's gone massively up. And this is
No, you can flick him on.
trying to help you out here.
Going back to pre-season, you can back me up on this. I had pre-season, so like I said, we don't stop. I back my lot out there doing the bleep test.
Yeah.
I got this thing now. Every week we go. It's obviously 9 aside now. We go
Yeah.
6 yard down, 18 down, half down. They're 18 down, and it's a competition. And it started off, the quickest was 2:20. They got down to 1:49 now. I said,
that's
whoever wins,
massive.
I bet. Can you guess who wins? Because I've got some fast kids in mind. But the trouble is, the 3 fastest go woodyoosh like that.
Yeah.
They get to like the halfway point and they're gone.
I think I mean, I don't want to say because he wins everything.
No,
No, I think the keeper.
No.
Oh, really?
No.
He's quicker than people think, isn't he?
Yeah, there's a lot
Could
of
be better.
Is it? Is
That
it
surprised me.
the cameraman's older son?
Yeah.
Thought it might be. One, hey, mate.
And do you know who finished second last week? Kobe. I said to him, I said, if you had like a Red Bull or something, because he was going, man, you could see, because he got this thing there where you like to have a fringe and it was all wet, it was all slicking back. Why didn't slicking back?
Somewhat slick.
And he was coming down the last bit and I was going, come on then, because I was like, because I said, Foxy said, what has he had? And he goes, even he was like, fair play to him, because obviously he's not the fastest, and he's proper going for it. And I turned around and Jack's already lapped him. Jack's already there, and I'm like, fair play to him, man, yeah. Wow. Every week, bleep test, they
It's not a bad thing, though.
But I say to them, I ain't worried really who comes first or second or third, whatever. I said, what I want is you not to stop.
Yeah.
You just go, effort. And a couple of them do. A couple of them, trouble is, some of them have their tea before they come.
Yeah, that's it.
Massive heavy tea. Jackie tea, do you know what I mean? Like,
Should we get into the actual pod?
is that right? Ready to go.
Wrapping it up now. Yeah. Should we start?
Yeah, let's do it.
Let's do it.
Welcome back to the Grassroots Podcast with me. Every time. Well, hold on. Me, PJ, and my co-host Woody. And this week we've got Ben Nussey in from Ellwood Football Club. You can see he's brought his own mug, like a mug.
Repping. Got to, innit?
Yeah.
Talk about Ellwood, do you know what I mean?
Well, it's the local rivalry though, isn't it? It's the team I always want to beat. Gotta say it, mate.
It's the local. It's like you say, it's the derby. It's the local rivalry. It's good. It's good for the sport. It's good for the game.
But there is a good rivalry. There is a good rivalry, and I think we've had 3-4 games, and they've all been good games, haven't they?
Yeah. I played development. Well, actually, I was going to get onto this at some point because we played what was the development team when I had my development team. It was Greg, isn't it?
Yeah, he was running for a short period of time.
Yeah.
We had a bit of a...
Because one guy left or something. So Greg was like, yeah, bring him down whilst we're training, and then we'll have a game. And I'm telling you now, we did not play the development game. We did for one quarter, then the next quarter we didn't, and then we did for another quarter. And I went, we lost 4-2, and I went, I'm telling you, I was like, That's the best development team I've ever seen.
But to be fair though, like this is big in Europe and Broadwell. What you've done with them kids from that point to now is chalk and cheese. They're a really good team to be fair.
I know, they're decent.
They are. Like, bearing in mind they are 90% Ellwood's development gone over to you. Like, so I was going to bring you old kit, so get out of here. But you know,
All my reserves.
Build it and they come, mate. What can I say?
Well, yeah, true.
It doesn't help that my boy goes to school there, and a couple of, although he plays a year up, so he sees a couple of them on the playground. That's about it. But then I had a small core of Ellwood players come over. So I had one that was cusp of your team came into mine at the very beginning, and then there was a couple from Ellwood as well, and then they mentioned Broadwell next year.
You know, it's like they get to school, they get talking, don't they? And
Yeah,
friends.
Yeah, we was having this conversation a minute ago. You know, I've got one that's in the local school. A couple of your guys go to the same school. They're always talking to each other. Come join. It happens, mate. You know, it's
well, also at the time you were having, like, your development side didn't quite have enough, did it? And it didn't have a coach.
It was the coaching more than anything. It's getting good help or any help. Just
Any help.
Yeah, but that's help.
But that's the point. That's why we do this pod.
That's
literally why, because people need to know how necessary volunteers are. And it sucks that it's an unpaid thing in some respects, but I honestly, like we were saying about the podcast. Yesterday I played a midweek game. Never play a midweek game of mine because a lot of them can't normally turn up.
Yeah.
Work could have done. I mean, I've had a bad day at work today. Bad day. But work, anything could have happened at work. I was like, doesn't matter. We got football later.
Yeah.
And the kid, like, you just know that those kids are going to get out there, and they needed to get out there yesterday. That's for sure. But it's
prep for the season.
Yeah, it's prep for the season. But it's
you need your teeth in game to get all the rustiness out of it.
oh, I mean, yeah, they really did.
Yeah.
I'm so glad that we booked it because we got a tough game on Saturday, and the kids needed to know that it's a tough game on Saturday. I said, I mean, they lost last night to it's the best I've seen that Cinderford team play. So well on them, but fair play.
But like we said with us, you're having some good battles with them.
Yeah. Yeah, that's a nice rivalry that we've got there. But I had a rivalry with your development side as well. We had a little touch thing.
Have you still
games
got, they still going?
No,
and the reason for that is just because we couldn't get the coach in. So like Greg was running it for a short period of time. We was trying, we was playing, we was posting, we was advertising for someone to step forward. We pleaded with every single parent that was in that team. No one wanted to take on the commitment role, and let's be fair, as a volunteer coach, it is a massive commitment.
Yeah, and realistically, you want to be a parent of one of the kids, because otherwise it's, like I coach the under-6s, none of them have anything to do with me. And it's hard work.
Yeah, it is.
It's hard work when you're hungover. Then you're like, oh, why have I done this?
Yeah.
But yeah, you're right, you need that tie, almost, to it. I'm getting a bit of a tie to it now, because I love them. They're such a great bunch of little kids.
And you build that relationship up with the whole team, don't you?
Yeah. And when you start seeing them improving,
it
makes you feel even better, doesn't it?
Yeah.
It actually works.
And that's what, like I said to Jason in our last meeting, I was like, well, obviously I'm going to be giving it up at the end of the season, hopefully handing it over to somebody else. He said, you told me you were going to do it forever.
Well, actually, I was going to ask you that, because obviously I know that you run the young'uns, and I know you run your under-10s, which has got your boy in there. Like, what would happen? Because I was in a very, very similar position last year. So I started with the help of our previous chairman, who asked me to come on board and just help start it, which was the under-5s, which got my youngest one in, who's now was under-5s at the time, went through to under-6s, which they didn't go into a league because they weren't ready for, and then now they're under-7. So I was running that because my kid was in it. Got that connection. I wanted him to play football. I wanted him to play good football in a league, because if you haven't got the volunteers and that, they can't enter into the league. It's basically just someone there stood at training, reffing, so to speak. But I'm also running my under-10s. You can't be in two places at once. The job role is massive. So what I actually did was, in the ear of my missus, and I got to give her every credit, because stepping into the role of a coach, especially as a female, there's nothing wrong being a female, by the way, I'm going to get that in there. I think it's massive, because it is a predominantly male sport. The fact of the Lionesses did so brilliantly has done wonders for
the female
girls,
side of it.
trying to get more girls into it. So my missus has stepped into the role as coaching as well, which is great for me, because then I don't feel guilty on a Saturday Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, as well as, so she's heavily involved now. So I was going to ask you, like, what you're stepping down as well. So what's going to happen with Sixers?
So hopefully, at the moment, it's the same sort of thing. They're not quite ready for a league. They might be now, in fairness to them, because it's not that great a standard of football at that age. Sometimes you get the odd one, don't you?
Yeah.
If you saw the last pod, like I've got 3 or 4 now, and that are really good. But the rest of them they need a bit of time. They're not in the league at the moment, and they're not going to be in the league. I've got them as a mixed sixes. So it ranges from. I mean, I've got a 3-year-old that comes training.
That's the other thing, isn't it?
Yeah, the age shift. So I've got 19 of them on Hedger. I could split it into 2 teams. We could have an under 7s and under 6s at some point from it all.
Yeah.
And next season we will have probably an under 8s and an under 7s from that, and then I go again starting an under 6s.
Yeah.
However, I need parents to take that on. What I do now is on a Sunday that we train every Sunday at 10:30. Or FDC College Press.
Get that one in there.
Yeah, come along, £100 a week. But so we train 1 week, following week we have a game. So that's the way I do it. And then they pay for a training only thing, because we use an app called Love Admin.
Right.
They pay for training only on that, which is £12 a month, and then they come 1 week for a game, 1 week for training. And then it means that if some of them don't want to come, it's not really a great expense if they don't want the kid to go to a game, because really it is daunting for some of them. They get quite worried, they get quite within themselves. But I do say, and I think that the game is where that's where you see a real growth. The games of
because they almost at times they got to think for themselves, haven't they?
Yeah.
When you're training, you are telling them what to do. Even though you do on the sideline in a game, a lot of it sometimes they're too far over the pitch for them to get the message across. I remember at times where I'd be shouting, and they don't even listen. Well, they don't listen anyway, but they'd be so far over there, and they can't hear you. So I just love it because it's like five kids a week just go like that.
Yeah, it's class, isn't it?
At that young age, they do, though. Don't
Yeah.
You know what? Even now, I just done a training session. It was our teething game. We played against the younger ones because I've not done any friendlies because the tournaments just take over. And
did you play against your 9s?
Yeah.
Good side.
They are a good side.
Yeah.
Very good side.
Yeah, good
and
little
then,
side.
to be fair, I was expecting 2 or 3 of them to give us difficulties because I know the players.
Yeah, I know
good.
all of them. That's Preston's school.
Yeah. And to be honest with you, every single one of them gave us problems. Like the goalkeeper, outstanding, such a little lad, but absolutely outstanding.
Yeah.
Like the defenders, like rock solid. And I'm thinking, I'm so glad I had this team game because I cannot walk into my first game of the season on Saturday and have my pants pulled down that bad. I probably am going to with the changes that the team have made, but it would have been terrible. But you've got to have that, that because going back to the following, that's what because they're so out of season football then.
Yeah, of course.
And so focused
out of that structure.
Tournament football, which is
5-a-side small pitch, and where you have to run and you have to gun for it.
And tend to find that they're all chasing the ball because you've got such a short period of time. Every single one of them want to be on that ball and make a difference. Now we're going back to a full-size pitch for them. Structure, it's like don't know how to play.
No, it's so funny, isn't it? But of course, your 9s played last week against my other 10 side, our Carrots, and not this Carrots.
Yeah, was that them?
Yeah, and they beat them 5-2.
So we got 2 under 9s.
Yeah, so it was it would have been your main side.
Right.
Yeah.
Couldn't tell you which one they are.
No, I think.
So we've got Darren as a coach, and then we've got Rich as a coach.
Yeah, it's Rich's.
Yeah. They're the one that train up Alan.
Yeah.
That's who we played. Brilliant side.
Yeah, really good.
Brilliant.
They are really good sides.
Rich has done wonders with them.
He's good, so he's one of the ones that I hear say, can we play? And I'm like, of course you can play. Of course you can play. You're beating us.
Listen, we've got nothing to say because if they listen to us on the side, they're missing. They don't know.
Oh, mate, last night I think a couple of parents were like, Jesus. I was going, didn't swear obviously, but I am laying into him. I was laying into Preston. I felt terrible after. I was laying into Santiago. His dad stood next to me. I'm laying into another one of them. I can see his mum over the other side going, what the? I was laying into one of the Singapore players going, why didn't you come to our side? I told you! Oh, mate, I was going wild. Just because it was just that first 5 minutes of utter chaos and I was going, what am I watching?
We mentioned it many times, haven't we? Like, being a coach's son.
Yeah.
It's such a difficult job.
Yeah, it's a rough ride.
Oh man, I'm so glad that you brought that up because a couple of months ago I went through a bad period with my boy wanting to give it up.
Yeah.
He's left back, used to be left winger. He's gone to left back because he had a period of time where one of our defenders broke his arm, couldn't play, so he dropped in. Coach's son for all.
Yeah, that's the
He
thing.
played when he told.
Yeah.
Done really well as left back, to be fair. He's quite good at it. Dad, I don't get no praise. You praising the strikers, you praising the midfielders, you praising the goalkeeper, you praising everybody else. I don't get no praise. What do I have to do?
Yeah.
That's a great point though.
Yeah, it's so much harder.
Yeah.
So much harder.
I was rough and there was no well done until he really impressed.
Yeah, and they have to be outstanding.
Yeah.
For you to make that comment, because you feel as a coach that if you do praise your own child, that it's considered favouritism.
I know. And
well, mate, Kobe scored an absolute worldie here last week.
Really
and the first thing I did, because I was ref, I went, oh no.
Yeah. he went, what have you done to it?
He's like an absolute brother, like the first goal in like 5 years. And he's like,
he went, Dad, I've done it!
Because I was like, it was such a great goal. This is the thing.
Stunning goal.
I don't big him up, because I'm exactly the same as you. He has it in the van, right there, in my own. Even loading the goals out. We load the goals out and he's like struggling out. Come on, mate, we gotta get so far.
Yeah. It's their age.
When we first started, like I said, Cope was always the first to come off.
Yeah.
He wanted to go in goal. Yeah. Everything else, he'd have less game time so others could get it. Yeah. And then it got to a stage where a couple of years ago I said, well, if he's good enough, he's playing. And I treat no one, I'm lucky with mine, they all get the same amount of game time. You know, I rotate it every week and never the same side. And it benefits, but like you said, I very rarely praise him. No. And it's so difficult.
I do praise him, and last year I got the proper opportunity to, because he got voted Players Player and Parents Player. He actually got voted Most Improved.
That's that must be like giving your boy Coach's Player.
Yeah, that's what I said. That's the one trophy you're never going to get.
But if they deserve it, if they deserve it,
yeah,
they get it, because regardless of your own kid, there's a team, and if he stands out or he is that, he should get it, shouldn't he?
Well, what I might do, is if he doesn't get a trophy, if nobody votes him, I go, well, I thought he was the best player, so I'll give him the coaching. It's always that.
The thing is, right?
But could you wait that long to the end of the season, give him that praise? No. I saw it yesterday when we'd finished the game and everything, and I'm going back and I'm telling him, and I could see his little face, and I was like, look, mate, you needed that, because that second half you came into the game, and I was like, but that first half, and I could see him, and he's like, oh God, what have I? You could see it. It's the same thing. Yeah. What have I got to do? And then after I felt it, I was like, but I still think you're the best player in the world, mate. But I really do. I watch him, and it makes you fly, doesn't it?
Yeah, of course. Every single week I watch my kids. I'm my youngest now. Honestly, the pride that is going through any father that kids plays football. You know, it's all you want. You know, it's said on every podcast I think you've had, but it is true. That's all you want as a father, is to follow in your footsteps as a footballer and go
way
further.
Way hard.
He's already better.
And my assistant coach, Greg, fantastic. You know, the stuff he's done for me and to enable me to be the coach and the leader that I am is unreal. I'll be forever grateful for it. But his son's feeling the same.
Yeah.
And I got told this the other day, and it shook me. Absolutely shook me. I lost my head. I just didn't feel into it. And the reason for that is because you think, right, as I'll say main coach, I'm not, we run it together. Yeah. But as the coach that sorts out all the admin and stuff like that, you kind of want to shield every other kid from that feeling.
Yeah.
You want to shield every parent from any feeling other than the fact that they've got to go there for fun. You know, every member of my family that has to put up with me on my phone at Christmas dinner or gatherings or birthdays. I could be having a conversation in the car, and if my missus is driving, I'm on my phone, and she's like, what's up, it's football. But then when you hear another child's feeling that same thing because of the position of the role that they are as the coach's son, it's great. Yeah. So we've actually come up with a way of because we're both passionate, just like you do. In fact, my missus says, can you imagine you and Winnie running a team? Like, the kids would stand an absolute chance. And I'm like, oh my God, actually, to be fair, they'd have to call us the military camp or something like that. It's coming. I like that. And you have to take part, right? We've actually come up with a thing where we're going to say to each other, because like he loses his head and he sees something that I don't see, and he's very vocal, just like I am. We're going to turn around to each other, and when we see the other person getting worked up, we're just going to say, remember what we're here for. Remember why we're doing it. Because it's so easy to get lost in what you're doing.
Me and Matt said the same thing, so we're just going to hit each other.
More effective, Greg. You know what I mean?
God, I don't want to be on the end of that. Well, that's the perfect way to lead into it then. So you might as well tell us and tell everyone else exactly what you do at Ellwood.
So my current roles at Ellwood is I'm under 10 coach.
Roles.
I am welfare officer and newly selected vice chairman.
By choice?
To be honest with you, it was a joint decision. Yes, I put myself forward for it, and the reason for that is I'm sure that you and everybody else knows that Ellwood have recently undergone a structural change in the committee side of it.
We were there for the ice cream van war.
Do you know what?
We have to talk about that. I wanted to bring that later in my quick fire.
I'm sorry, mate. It's the best ice cream.
Walking out the door earlier, the missus says, you do know they are going to give you some passes. I guarantee you, ice cream wars.
Oh, mate, best thing
It's
ever.
only because I've never seen it. I've never ever seen something like that.
My favourite, it was just when that other one came.
Yeah.
Do you think like you could go, really sorry, pay your deposit, whatever, and he just not a word. He's class.
He's sort of come back next year.
Do you know what though? Like, on a serious note, we have said he's coming back next year, right? And the reason for that is because M&M's a fantastic company. Don't even know if that is actually the full name, but fantastic company. Yeah. They, business-wise, they're the one to use. They give back a lot to the club. However, we, like anybody else, would like to use local people, stuff like that, and he was. So obviously, as you know, the previous chairman left a few weeks before, probably a little bit longer, a few weeks before. We didn't know what was organised. You're kind of in the middle of organising a tournament. You can't let anybody down because everybody's paid. I mean, I got into you guys a few times. I think
Do you reckon you could enter another team, please?
Another one's dropped out. We don't know if they're turning up. Can enter another team.
But we do have to say, didn't we? The way it was handled when the other
when that
turned out, I thought it was brilliant. You
kind of just got to jump
really
in there, both feet in there, you know.
You didn't have a choice.
No, I think all the teams that came was really, you know.
Well, it's a game, I suppose.
Well, yeah, it was respectful. We had to shorten the games by 2 minutes, didn't we, to fit in with the rules. So everybody that was in that group that they was entered into was happy to drop a couple of minutes and stuff like that. It meant an extra game, but yeah, the ice cream thing. Like,
it's so good.
My missus said to me before, because obviously it was run over a whole weekend, heavily involved in setting up and stuff like that, because I just like to be at the forefront of everything. I've got that thing, I've got massive OCD.
Yeah, he's the same. I am like it's just I'm a control freak, mate.
Yeah. So
Not narcissistic.
Missus said to me, right, when you're coaching, when your team's on, be a coach. Forget everything else that's going on.
Yeah.
They can handle it. You've handled it all weekend with the help of the rest of them. They can handle it. You know, it's 4 hours. Just be a coach. So I'm sat there in the middle and I can see everything that's going on. These 2 ice cream things. I can see the chairman running around, the secretary running around, we've got coaches running around, don't know what to do.
I can see his head popping out.
And honestly, I'm like, looking man, I'm like, stood there and Mrs. told me I've got to chill, no stress. And then I can see her walking to me, I'm led on the floor. I've been on my feet all day doing the barbecue because that, I tell you what, like, money spinner.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Oh, I know. Unbelievable.
Back killer. Yeah, so I'm there on the floor, it's a hot day, team's off, and she comes up to me and says, they've asked if you could just go and have a word with one of the ice cream people. And I said, sweet, you told me I've got to chill. She said, would you? I said, as soon as you've asked me to. Yeah, I will, no worries. So I walked over to her, nicest pie. This is after I think 2 or 3 people had asked him to leave. Mate, our fault. We're going to charge you some money for your day. You know, it's our fault. I don't want to be out of pocket. Lee was with me, the chairman. explain the situation. Nicest pie says that, I'll tell you what I'm going to do. I do feel as though I've lost this war. They're stepping in on my territory. I'm not going to get into that because by the sounds of it, ice cream wars is a real thing. Like, you think that you've stumbled on something that's funny. No. This is gang warfare,
Yeah.
I'm telling you now.
There used to be like a thing about, did you ever see it used to be like a little video that went around on the socials. It was like a Max and Paddy thing. And then they see another ice cream on their turf and they go absolutely wild.
I thought it was a sketch, but it is real by the sounds of it. It is real thing going on, that this is like gang warfare amongst ice cream vans.
What do they use? Like a cone gun?
Turn the whip on.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was nice enough. We left and we've said that we'll use them in the future for the income.
Yeah, just use it next time, isn't it?
Yeah, exactly. You know, but it was funny. I was sat there going, can they get a grip of it? Can they get hold of it? We've got one playing the ring to, and then the other one that just keep going constantly. And like, you guys, everybody's laughing. And I'm like, oh God. First one we're running as a new committee, and this is what happened.
But that's good though, isn't it?
Yeah.
You kind of want, I think you want it to go almost like that and have a look. Because firstly, that's one of the most memorable tournaments because of that.
Definitely.
Simple as that.
Definitely.
But also because of how well because you would ask me and we need to bring another team, and then me and him both going, they didn't need another team. I'm fuming, I've just spent 40 quid on it. But then you had to go through that, restructure a couple of fixtures, and then say, right, we're going to play a couple of games at the end. It managed to work. It just about, and fair play, because that's hard enough, isn't it?
It is, and what's nice is we had software that created the whole thing.
Yeah, I know. And then by the end of it,
all of a sudden, you're like trying to enter a new team to rejig and do it, and they went, computer says no.
Yeah.
Do it. Pen and paper.
Well, he's gone, it's all on the Tourify app, and I went, no, I'm not. And he went, no, you are, mate. No, I'm not. So I went up, and I was like, guys, what's going on? So.
Computer says no.
Yeah. And then, but that's grassroots. It's also very Forest Dean.
Yeah.
Because Bearder was saying on the last one, he was saying about how good it was going to the St George's Park for that tournament there. He said, oh, they got that where you can put a player profile, and I thought, we are miles away from that. We don't even have speakers.
We're still on toilet.
You got dialect. Cannon string.
It is mad though, isn't it? So like, when something like that goes wrong, technically we're almost more equipped for things like that. We're like, okay, this is what we'll have to do. You do that somewhere else, they go. I mean, can you imagine doing that somewhere like a big city when you've got 200 teams there and you go?
Well, not even a big city. I mean, like Hucklecote or or Quedgley.
Yeah.
They get enough there. Long Levens, that was a big tournament
That
for us.
Quedgley one, I think you brought it up in one of your podcasts, Part the Grass. But look at the size of that one.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Like, imagine trying to rejiggle that at a moment's notice.
I know.
When your internet goes down.
Yeah. Well, that is the other thing though. Like so many times we don't even have internet. Like the amount of times when we were trying to redo the mics ready for the tournament, and they're like, somebody's cut the cable. Like, what? And they're like, they've literally cut the speaker wire out of it, but hid it up in there. So I'm like, it's a proper prank, my fair play. And then we're like, all right, okay. And then they're like, right, we need to be able to use the mic over there. Oh, well,
they're not going to reach.
The Wi-Fi won't reach. No, what? Yeah, it won't reach. No, we've got no chance. No chance. Don't even get it when I'm stood next to it. Oh, great. Couldn't hear anyone with this.
Forest struggles, hence why the Grass pod's great. Boosting it
Yeah.
up. We have more funding, please.
Yeah. Like and subscribe.
Yeah. But you enjoying the roles?
Yeah. The thing is, like, I don't know about you, because you're vice as well, aren't you? And even as a coach, like, I remember when I was an assistant, I was Jack the lad, first one on the pitch with the players, having a kick about, no real care in the world, I was just there to make numbers up, I think, and play cones in and fill the ball bag at the end of the session. And I remember that, and that was like the funnest time. And then I took over the role. All of a sudden, you've got another permanent job.
It is, isn't it?
Yeah.
I think I do this more than my actual job.
Yeah, 100%.
Sorry,
100%. And then, like, you've got a different relationship with your parents. So you've gone from someone that they're all talking to, Jack the lad, having a little bit of a mum about coaching and that type of thing, and they're very much Then all of a sudden you become the coach and you're the reason why the kid isn't playing this week or why the kid's first subbed, and then you feel as though there's a small barrier in place to the communication. And then all of a sudden you become the welfare officer, and then all of a sudden you're the reason why my kid's got to turn up to shin pads, and if they don't have to turn up to shin pads to training, they can't play.
Yep.
You know, that's another reason for them to like have a backup. And then you've got the vice chair where they want answers, and it's so I do love the role, but I do miss the connection with the parents that I did once have. Like, I've got a fantastic set of parents. My kids are fantastic, my parents are fantastic, so supportive. But I do miss chewing the cud a little bit with them. You know, like you know, you turn up for training, you're the first one out there, you're setting everything up, you don't get a chance to speak to them beforehand. You're then clearing up, tidying up, because you want to get back for your own team, your own family. They've already gone. So I do miss that. However, I wouldn't change it, because let's be fair, if we didn't do these roles, there wouldn't be a club to do.
Somebody has to take it, don't they? Somebody has to be the one to step up.
But like, we wouldn't do it if we didn't enjoy it.
Oh God, no. No.
We wouldn't do it. Like I said,
I just feel like I'm locked in.
I do. But I find it difficult, like yourself then, that I can't watch both of mine play.
Yeah.
Because originally I had Hardy's team, and then he decided he didn't want to play, so I took Kobe's team more seriously because we was just starting off then. Yeah. And now he's back playing. It's really difficult. I find it hard sometimes.
Yeah. Mate, like, I've got no advice for you, because I'm literally, this is my first season where my youngest is starting, and the only thing that I've said that I'm going to do is speak very, very nicely to my assistant coach, to Greg. He's not an assistant, he does everything with me, and I'm going to try and rotate it so that I can go and watch him and take the team. I got to rotate players, as you know, when you've got a squad and you've got subs, and like, I can take 10 to a game, realistically, 3 subs at 7 aside.
You can't go much more than that.
I've got 13 in my squad, 2 training only, which would be fantastic adding to my squad next season. They'll be ready for them. Should I just take this off, boys?
Do you reckon Broadwood or Ellwood?
Ellwood, because Ellwood's got to come first. But so that's what I've spoke to him. He said, yeah, it's not a problem, but obviously, you know, we'll take it week by week. It's my missus's first game coaching next week, and my lad's first league game. So I am going to try and move heaven and earth to be at that one. Definitely.
Yeah, of course. I don't have that problem, but I can imagine it's a nightmare. Because I've got the 6s. I'd love for them to be in the league and stuff, and I probably would want to be in those games as well. I'd never sacrifice watching Preston for it. I don't think there's anything that would stop me from going to one of those games. There's literally nothing. The 6s and the 6s is the same, really. I love it. I do. I absolutely love it. It must be such a. It must tear you up.
Yeah, like my missus very often, so when I'll try and play it down, are you looking forward to the weekend? Yeah, I'll be alright looking forward to it. She's like, don't give me that. You're absolutely buzzed. I'm like, yeah. I can't wait for Saturday.
Honestly, it's better.
I've got a routine, because like if we kick off at 10 o'clock meeting, I'm normally here for 9. I set my alarm for 6. I'm up, 2 cups of coffee, Sky Sports News, check in. I'm like, yeah. Hopefully no dropouts. Weather. I'm like, right, okay. Hour, prepare, and then I'm just pacing then.
Have you seen the weather for this weekend?
I don't.
Honestly, my weather app just says capital letters fuck. That's literally it. Like, I've never seen that. I was like, oh, that's bad. Like, I can't wait for the most eerie start to the season. I want to be like, I want to walk in with a pumpkin, just like, and when Uncle go come up to play, I go, are you ready? Just scare all the kids in the Grim Reaper.
I tell you one thing, whatever that says, I ain't cancelling.
But the thing is, as well, like, it brings me on to a point I wanted to speak about. We were speaking about earlier, weather, right? Fog. Yeah. Horrible. Can't see the other end of the pitch. We've just had, the last couple of days, the most rain I've ever seen in my life. Driving over, I could have swapped my car out for a canoe. Has a massive effect on pitches. Like, I moved pitches from Ellwood to Alvington because I want more games on grass. Last year, I think I spent 90% of the time on asphalt, which I think affects.
Did you play at Ligny quite a lot?
No, so Monmouth.
Right, decent there.
Yeah, lovely pitch, don't get me wrong. Lovely AstroTurf.
Just the cost.
Not only is it obviously AstroTurf is very expensive, but you kind of got to suck it for the game. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But I think it has an effect on the play and on the players. You could become accustomed, and then all of a
You
sudden
become accustomed to this perfect pitch,
perfectly
fast moving, and then you suddenly play on grass.
The cane field.
Yeah, but we love it on grass, don't we?
I
And
love
I
it.
just do love it on grass. I would rather play on Ruadine Hills Cowfield than I would on an Astro. 100%.
Yeah, and as coaches, you want that for your kids, a bit of roughness, a bit of the actual game of what it's all about.
Oh,
Whereas
right.
as kids, when they get used to something like that, you then chuck them on a grass that's slightly a bit longer than it should be, or there's a little bit of a dip, and all of a sudden they're like, this is a rubbish pitch.
Oh, if I saw a kid do that, get off with pre-Madonna.
Yeah, that's the parents as they turn up, and then the kids come on. And
Yeah. Well, actually, Dickie was always one, right? Oh, you're terrible, mate. I'm sorry. But he'd go, "Cool grass a bit longer, mate." And he'd be looking. I'm like, "All right, Sven." Like he's a nightmare. He was an absolute nightmare for it. Yeah, grass.
Even that.
Grass is way too long for them boys. Oh, I've never played on a pitch this rough in my life.
It's just so much maintenance for them.
Mate, there's tons, and we've now started doing. Everyone knows me when you do line marking, and you suddenly realise just how rough the pitches are, and then you suddenly realise how much maintenance is actually necessary. To be fair,
And how much it annoys you that they haven't cut the grass just before that.
before I mark it.
Or no, we mark it, then they cut it out.
Yeah. I mark on like a Wednesday every now and again, or a Tuesday every now and again, and then I go there the next day and I go, oh no,
Where's it going?
It's the worst feeling because like I was there for so long.
Yeah, because everybody thinks it's just walking a machine around.
And it is like a remark. If it's all there, it's all pristine, it's all nice. It's nice and easy to follow. But when you got, the old line marker I got, and it like hurts my back. You genuinely wouldn't be able to push it. You got long arms, but they ain't going that low. Like I'm huddled over. That's why I'm huddled over. Yeah, it's really going. But honest, and it's so hard, and it's just squeaking along and it's bobbling.
Yeah.
Like when I started using the other one, it has inflatable tires. It's like,
That is a game changer.
it's a dream. It's like having suspension. The other one, I'm like, oh my god. Oh.
Yeah.
And it's the lines just go all over the place, and you think,
I had a similar thing. We've recently bought all new kit for the markings out. We took over our own markings, massive savings.
It's huge.
Like £2.5 grand a year. Easy.
And the rest?
Yeah. Well, with the amount of pictures that you've got,
for us,
it'll be
it's
more.
double that, isn't it?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, of course.
What's the word in the brother? Shut up.
Hey! Well, that brings us up to our next question.
What is it like? Hard getting pictures, mate.
Yeah.
I don't know who you've got in your pocket, and I'd quite like to know how much you're paying so I can one up. Yeah, but yeah, we'd like a picture or two if you don't mind.
Do you know what it does? Don't take offence to it. It boils down to like we're just as organised as we can be with it. We've just got in there. And to stay in there, you just keep in touch.
So yeah, you're 100% right. And this is what the conversation I'm going through with our current chairman Lee. Previous chairman, 10 years running it, did a fantastic job. I'm not going to slate him whatsoever, but he really, other than the fact that we had a very, very, very healthy bank account, we didn't really have a lot to show for it. In terms of relationships, we moved from pillar to post. We never really had a base. Our relationship with the senior team wasn't as strong as it could be. So this is what we're trying to work on now, is building relationships with local governments, local councils, local businesses. That's our main aim at the minute, just trying to drive as much support just like what you're doing now. And trying to get our name out there just like you guys do and have done. Because let's be fair about the situation, without any of outside help you can't do anything, can you really?
No, that is what it boils down to. It's not what you know, it's who you know.
Exactly.
It's as simple as that. And you've got to
say like the seniors. It's quite a shame because really you should be the feeder club for them.
Yeah, and it's not until we've really had a couple of meetings with them that they've got that attitude. They really do want us up there more than what we was previously led. You've still got that whole thing of winter. It's a very nice pitch, as Ellwood, and the seniors play on it. Same with your story. Your seniors play on it, and we'll speak when you was on the podcast with Beardo. His team's played on it a couple of times. It is a real honour, and our under 5, 6, 7s, 8s and 9s play on that pitch. The 7s, 8s and 9s play on that for the games.
And that's a lot of age groups to play on.
It is. So when you come to obviously winter, that although their attitude is, the kids are not going to make that much of a marking on it. It does. It builds up.
Oh,
so.
And like we're just saying about maintenance, you only need a couple of little divots, and then it's like, oh god, we're going to have to fill that.
If you've got that many teams at that age, sometimes you're doing double headers as well, aren't you? So that's even more rare.
So so obviously winter has come in. We're down in our training, so it's getting rid of that. But then come game times, it's still heavy use. So you've got to find other options. Same as what Broadwell's done. You've got to find other options. They want their pitch is nice, and your Broadwell's pitch is nice. Tournament up there, great facilities and everything like that. Just like Ellwood's got great facilities and stuff. But they want to protect it. But you have got to have that relationship because it is going to be the feeder team. Hopefully.
That's what, everybody. That's what everybody wants. But I think it is quite. I've found it hard to keep everything condensed because I don't say no. If people want to play, I'm like, yeah. Hence why I've got most of your old players because they're like, can we come to Broadwell? I go, yeah, of course, why not? Yeah. Just come along to training, and they went, 20 kids.
Yeah,
and it's
might have something to do with the fact of when the development was folding. It was a case of like quite a few of them. Some of them was already coming over here anyway. It was like 200 teams. I said, I know that the Broadwell just started the development section. I know that they're probably on the second team now. Go over there and just have a chat with them. Same as what Winnie did for me when I needed a goalkeeper. He heard things and sent them over to me. Going back to the fact of we have got a rivalry.
I need to keep it.
We have got a rivalry, but
But we're still Forest close.
Yeah, and
like for each other.
For us, being so, like you said, so close knit, we haven't got the selection like of your Gloucester teams. You go to Gloucester teams, there's 4 or 5 the same age group. So why wouldn't you want to try that?
What's that there? I mean, Abbey Meads,
We've said about them. I swear there was 6 in our age group.
I mean, I've never seen so many teams.
I know.
And there's nothing better.
There's
nothing better to go in and seeing all the different pitches, all the different kids. It's what it's about.
Well, I went there and I was like, God, they got a lot of age groups playing. They went, hey? And I went, how many different age groups you got? They went, oh no, this is just the 9s.
Yeah, they got pitches.
What? It was just kids as far as.
I think in the Second Valley this year, I think we've got 4 in our league.
Yeah, Hucklecote got a few as well, haven't they?
They got some good pitches out there as well.
Good pitches, good.
Imagine the organisation nowadays.
It's got to. Yeah, I know. And there must be a battle between them. They must, same as like you're saying, we've got a monopoly on pitches. We haven't. We just got the pitches that are local to us, really, as quickly as we can, and make sure that we establish that relationship. And they will have actually done that at probably time.
Just make the pitch,
You want to do an early kick-off, pal? That's absolutely fine. Don't you worry about a thing. That'll be 50 quid a go.
Sublet.
Plus that.
I'll make the coffee.
Yeah. No, like you said, as long as I enjoy the rivalry, but at the same time, like we keep saying, the most important thing is them kids playing football.
100%.
And that's what we want.
But like, I know this is one of your points you want to talk about is the district, but like we had, going back before district started up, we had a strong rivalry.
Yeah.
Me and you were mates, the kids was very much against each other.
Yeah, I wouldn't disagree with that.
Very much against each other. Then district came along, 50% of teams yours, 50% of teams mine. Probably a little bit more because 60-70% yours, you've got more players in there. But it's predominantly Ellwood and Broadwell.
I think that is.
I don't think
one.
Yeah, the goalkeeper. He's
you played against him. Yes.
Yeah. So that has made a massive difference.
Yeah, it has.
Because you still get niggles. You've got some proper passionate people in your team that's still a bit like that. Same as me. Yeah. I've got some of them, and you really just want to say, "Shut up, boys, and just play." just shut up and play. Talk with your feet. But it has helped no end. Yeah. I mean, like before games, before tournaments, you see them, and they've got the blue shirts on, they've got the claret and blue shirts on, and they're mixing together, having a laugh together. Yeah. And you're thinking to yourself, actually, that's really nice because let's be fair about the situation. That is the future for us.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
We say it all the time, don't we?
Yeah, 100%. Yeah. We'll be messaging each other and saying when we're starting the team up. We're not here to take part, man. We're here to take over.